Morning, ladies and gentlemen, I'm meadsy69. Welcome back to the channel. And are you ready for some Annihilation? Yes, the Annihilator is maybe coming back in the auction. It usually does, maybe. You never know. It might be back in the auction. Now, I'm not spoiling anything because I don't generally know what tanks are coming in the auction. But if the Annihilator is there, usually we know that the Dracula, the Hellsin, those usually come back in the auction. However, with the Annihilator, because it was so broken, it's not really been sold since. It's not really been sold, especially outright. Can you imagine how many of these would be sold if Wargaming actually sold it for gold? I don't think it's going to happen. Wargaming knew they messed up. I told them before the tank was even released, just like I did with the Smasher, that this tank is insane. And to be honest, the response I got at the time was, I messaged them, Wargaming, this tank is stupid. Why? It's broken. Why? It's just like, well, you already released the Hellsin, which was really, really good. That has 2 shots. You're now bringing in an Annihilator that's much better, and it has 3 shots. Like, yeah, IQ is like 1. But yeah, hopefully it might come for sale. It might come for in the auction. You never know. But if it does come for sale, should you buy it? Should you buy it? Of course, everything comes at a price, and it all depends on what the price is. If you really want the Annihilator, then people would pay good money for it. What kind of tank are you actually getting? Why is this tank so broken? Just like the Smasher. Now, some people prefer the Annihilator over the Smasher because you could do the same amount of damage per shot, because this has the 3 shells, and the Smasher, of course, has the dirt gun. This has the speed boost. You can get around. I still prefer the Smasher. I still think the Smasher is more fun, but you can have mega fun if you are playing the Annihilator, especially if you're doing double, you know, either 2 Annihilators or even Annihilator and a Smasher. And I suppose Annihilator and even a Hellsin will work as well. So you've got 200mm on your turret to start off with, which is pretty decent. There are weak points, and your hull can be strong, but not too strong, especially if you are bottom tier. People will be able to penetrate you still. The DPM, for what it is very, very good. 2,707 is very, very good. The magazine reload is only 13.3 seconds, and your time between each shell is 0.33. Shots per magazine is only 1, because you've got 3 shells, but they all fire together. So you got to remember that. All you got to do is press once, and all 3 shells do get released. So make sure that if you are taking your shot, make sure you have the aiming circle right down. Unlike the Hellsin, with the Hellsin, the first shell comes out, and the 4th shell, sort of the dispersion stops, resets. So it could go anywhere. Where this, it pretty much just stays the same. So if you're aimed in, all 3 shells will pretty much go all at the same place, which makes this already, just for that reason, much better than the Hellsin. So the penetration is 170 on your AP and 220 on your APCR. 45 on your HE. So not the best of penetrations, but I am running it with the rammer. You can run it with calibrated shells just to get that pen up a little bit. You've got a 210 alpha gun. Again, if you pen all 3 shots, you're doing 630, which is pretty much a Smasher. Maybe more than a Smasher, unless the Smasher is shooting HE. You've got 180 on your APCR and 250 on your HE. Aim time 3.6, and the dispersion is 0.355. Not overly bad, not the best, but not the worst either. So it's okay. You also have 8 degrees of gun depression to go with all that turret armor as well. But as I've said, there are weak points in the turret. It can be penetrated, but you can also get quite a bit of bounces. Top speed is 35 kilometers per hour. So let's just get into some games just to see how this tank is played on the battlefield. So I'm playing with my good friend Tank Maestro, and again, as I've said, we are doubling up these, and it's more fun. It is a lot more fun if you double up, especially if you are top tier, because if you come up against a tier 6 tank, you could pretty much wipe him out. You could pretty much, if you shoot and pen all 3 of your shots, and your platoon mate pens and shoots and pens all 3 of his shots, then it is pretty much game over. So yeah, that does make it enjoyable. Me and Fizzy, we do it as well, especially with smashers. Both of these tanks, as I've said, you could play 2 smashers, it's fun. You could play 2 annihilators, it's fun. Or you can even play 1 of each. Now, if you are grinding for some kind of event that's on at the minute, you know, some clan event where you need to get 4 kills, you need to get some top guns, these are the ideal tanks. Now, of course, if you do shoot and you can't penetrate and you only penetrate like 1 shell, just like I did there, then your DPM dramatically decreases and it actually becomes very, very bad. So unless you can pen, unlike what I'm going to do here, always try to make sure you can pen your shots. Use your speed boost, and that's another thing this tank has got. It's got that extra speed boost just to make you go that little bit quicker, which again the Hellsing does not have. The Hellsing's got good speed, but it doesn't have that speed boost that this tank has got. Now, do not ask me questions as to why I even attempted that shot there. That guy had very good armor. There was no way I was getting through him. So now I'm going to try to go to the back of these guys because that's my best option. I'm going to leave that charioteer. There's literally 4, 5 tanks. I would say 4 over there, and as you can see, he did not last very long. So at the moment, I haven't done too well. I'm only on 185 damage. Now I'm going to go past them 2 only because I believe that there was an SP1C here, so I really wanted to clear him. But as I come around the corner, I can't find him. I don't know where he is. He's just disappeared. He's run away, and now I find myself all on my own against a 53 TP, another tank that is very, very strong, and it's a tier 8. So of course, with a KV4 also looking at me, I need to be very, very careful. Luckily, I bounced both of these tanks. 2 tier 4 tanks, 2 tier 8 tanks that I managed to bounce. So again, you can bounce on this tank. You can get some bounces, even though the armor profile is not special, but you still can get those bounces. So at the minute, I'm on 300 damage. I get a nice 537 into him. Then the SP1C is now dead. So there's only 3 tanks left alive at the minute. I was going to ignore the 53 TP because as again, we do get another bounce, but I want to go for this KV4. I want to keep my teammate alive, my platoon mate alive, and I do manage to kill him. And of course, I want the kills as well because we are after them Top Gun medals. No idea how that guy missed, but he did. I'm now going to come out, and again, 3 shells. We only managed to pen 2. But even if you only managed to pen 2, it's still not the end of the world. We've done, what, 340 damage there. So 2 tanks left alive. I do now have some backup. I'm on 1,500 damage. We've already won this game, to be honest. So we're going to get a nice 500 into him to bring our damage now up to 2,000. So it can change pretty quickly. Your damage can change pretty quickly in this tank, as you can see. We are going to get the final kill there, which is massively important for me because now we do have the 2 kills each. So all my platoon mate needs to do is just stay alive at this point because, and of course me. But with the Annihilator on 710 hit points, if someone shoots him, then I will be able to clear him with 1 magazine. So I'm going to use the speed boost. And of course, I don't care at this point about the kills because we've got the kills and there's only 1 tank left. So we're going to go round. He was here. I know he's not gone to the left side, so I'm going to go to the right side and try to cut him off. So the Annihilator, if it becomes available, definitely is worth thinking about buying because it is a fun tank to play. I absolutely love playing this tank. It's very, very enjoyable. You could deal a big amount of damage very, very quickly. And then again, if you can play it in a platoon, it does make it just that extra more fun. So 3,000 damage. We managed to get 3k damage there very, very easily. So I hope it does come back in the auction. I'm not sure if it will, to be honest. I don't even know if it come last year. I know things like the Dracula and the Helsing do come back, but I'm not so sure on the Annihilator. But you know what? I hope it does. I really hope it does come back, and people give the people a chance to be able to get this absolutely insane tank. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. I'm meadsyreplays, and I will catch you all soon. Bye bye. With